Okay, so I have a carburetor here from my Honda 250 Recon, and I had taken it apart to clean it. I put it through an ultrasonic bath, and now I'm getting ready to reassemble it. So I'm going to walk you through this process here. So before I start assembling it, I'm going to take the main part of the carburetor. I'm just going to squirt down some of these holes, some carburetor choke parts cleaner, just to make sure they're good and clear here. So I'm just going to do a little bit of that here. You probably can't tell, but it is coming out the other end there, so that's a good sign, as well as down these holes. Okay, looking good. Alright, and then I'm going to dry it off a little bit. It should dry off pretty quick, but I'll just wipe it down with a rag. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to assemble the bottom part of it, the bowl. This is where this goes on the bottom, and this will fill up with gas. And this needle or this part right here is where the overflow gas would go. If the float's not working or if it gets stuck, it'll drain out this and come out the bottom here. So this is where the reservoir for the gas here for your carburetor. So we're going to stick that on. I had gotten a new seal for it, so I put that in. The old one was bad. It was leaking out the side a little bit, so I put a new one on. Got a cheap carburetor repair kit off of Amazon, and that hopefully should work. Should seal that up. Looks pretty good. So I'm going to, before I do that, I'm going to, on the carburetor itself, I'm going to put the float in, and the float is right here. And what goes bad sometimes as well is this little float needle here, and this can get stuck. Sometimes the tip here is a little rubber piece, so sometimes it'll get stuck and it won't let the float work properly, so that'll cause the carburetor to overflow and not work properly. So I replaced this as well, just to make sure we're good on that end. So where this goes is has a little bit, if you can tell here, up underneath here is a little spot, and different carburetors have different ways of doing it, but most of them are pretty similar to this concept. And so I'm going to stick that needle in there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it right here, and this will go, oh, came off. I'm going to set it in that hole there. Okay. And then to fasten this float here to the carburetor, I have this little rod here, and on the one end, if you can tell, has little ridges as well, little splined edge here, and so that's going to go in the side of the taller. You can see there's two posts here, and here's a taller side right here. We're going to stick this non-ridge side in first and run it through the back of the float, and then we're going to just tap that in there. Okay, and that should keep it from coming out. So here we have our float now, looking pretty good. Okay, and then what we're going to do is these right here are jets, and I cleaned those, and we're going to stick those back in, these right here. So this is our main jet, and you want to whenever you're cleaning it, you want to make sure that these little holes, you can see through them, and I can see through them, so these are good, these are clean, so that's good. And so we're going to stick this piece together here. Okay. And this is going to go down the main hole here. You just want to snug it up. This is brass, so you don't want to ruin that. So just make sure it's snug. All right. And then this other part here, we have the idler jet. And so we're going to, this is as well, has holes in it too. Not as many, but there's some holes in there. Those also look pretty clean. So that's going to stick that back in as well. Those are some of the main areas that gum up. If a carburetor is sitting for a while, that'll tend to gum up and cause some problems there. So you just want to make sure those are clean. All right, snug that up as well. Okay, looking good. Now we want to attach the bottom of the bowl here. So this piece is going to go on. If you can see, there's a ridge right here that'll just slips right over top of that. There's only kind of one way you can really put that on. So I can put that on that way. And then what we have next is the bottom end of it. And that's just going to set right on like that. Okay. Everything should seal up. So we're going to put the screws in. There's 3 screws with the Phillips. So we'll stick all those in. Okay, should seal up pretty good. All right, and then we're going to keep on with finishing at the top here. And this part right here, on the other side of this, this side right here, there's a rubber disc here with a little metal plate in the middle. This can sometimes go bad as well. This looks pretty good, so we're going to keep this same here. Didn't replace it at all. So I'm going to stick this together. So what we want to do is we're going to take this spring and set it on the plate, and we're going to take the top end of it, and we just want to put it over that part right there where it can seat well. And we're going to take our 2 screws. Okay. And then what we want next is to attach this to our carburetor. So we're going to attach it to this side. 2 more screws on the side here. Okay, looking pretty good. It's coming together. And our next thing we want to do is we want to put on our choke here. So this is our handle where the choke attaches to the carburetor itself. So if you see on the other side here, this is where the spring is going to go in. And we're going to go in like this right here with this longer end sticking out. So we're going to flip that over now. It kind of seats in there. We're going to flip this over. And when we go to put this on here, we want to pull this longer piece back and fit it underneath this. And before we push it down all the way, we also want to pull this metal tab back. That way it seats underneath like that. And then we want to put the brace here, the bracket, on here to keep the handle on. Okay, looks pretty good. This is what gives your carburetor more fuel or less fuel in your choke. So looks like it's working pretty good. And then I had also replaced the ring around here as well. That had gone bad, or I just did it anyways just to make sure that was all good. So we replaced that. Also just a simple fix. And this little screen had come out here, but this goes in the main. Here's our main gas line where the gas comes into the carburetor. So we're gonna stick a little filter in there as well. Okay, and that is it as far as the basic main components go. I'm gonna put on the tubes yet, the lines that run around the carburetor here yet. And so after that, then I'll show you what it looks like after we're done here. Okay, and this is our completed carburetor reassembly. Hopefully everything works. Should be good. This is our screw here to adjust the idle there. I'm going to let that go for now and see if that works. This is where we're going to attach the throttle cable. This goes in that end there as well. Other than that, looks pretty good. So I think we're going to call that a success.